This is AJay, the CEO. I started early because the chat is very lively. So we started about 7 minutes early. So I hope everybody's doing well. We're playing around with some stuff. I had to make sure my phone is on Do Not Disturb so I don't have people blowing me up and all this other stuff like that. Just want to say hello to everybody. I'm playing around with some new stuff. Got some awesome things that are going on. So before we get started, I want to say hello to everybody. So let's go through here and chat. All right, so let's go. Let's say hello to everybody. Hello, Enoch, Lightning Bolt. Hello, you asked for a shout out. I don't know what the shout out is for, but shout out to Lightning Bolt. Hello, Ace. Augustine, what's going on, man? Go ahead and get your step on in that music, man. We also got Streets of Destiny. Hello. Richard. Hello. Dennis. Hello. Fab M. Hello. Jamie. Hello. What else? Low volume. All right, hold on. Like I said, I'm doing something a little bit different. I'm using this mic. So let me unmute you for a second so I can hear what I sound like. Dennis, hello. All right, hold on. Let me turn this up. Level. All right, please let me know if this is better. I'm trying to not sit all up on the mic like this. I want to sit back and be a little bit more comfortable. How's that sounding for y'all? I'll tell you hello. Hello, Pastor Reese. Glad you got the lower thirds. Jarvis, hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Hope y'all are doing well. I haven't been doing as many videos as I normally would this week because we have been running up and down the road like crazy. I'm going to be getting on the road again later today because we are heading, increase it a little bit more. Okay, let me turn it up just a little bit more. I don't want to get too loud. And I guess I could put some headphones so I can hear how I sound. All right, so hopefully I'll get closer here, so hopefully that will work. I hope y'all are all doing great. Like I said, I've been on the road up and down, back to my hometown, doing some installs there. And I don't know why my mic stand is all cut up. I'm going to be heading back again, not necessarily for work, but it's my mom's birthday, so we're going to be visiting there, saying hello and all this other stuff. And then we're going to be getting on the road Wednesday, and we're going to be going to Augusta, Georgia, and we're going to be helping out a church down there, installing a live streaming system that I got parts over here that you can't see that we're going to be building up. And things like that. But I hope everybody is doing well. So thank y'all all for who are watching and all that other good stuff. So let me jump over here and just start answering some questions for y'all. And I'm gonna let y'all know, for the people who have not been on my stream before, do not spam. I see your question. Give me some time to get to it, because if you spam the question too much, I'm gonna put you in timeout. All right. So let's see. Let's go back to the top and let's see our first question from Richard. He was asking, what's a good PTZ that you can use, PTZ remote control, that is. And to be quite honest, I'm going to show you what I use. And let me bring it up here. Joystick PTZ, because I've actually installed this a couple of times, and it all depends on the type of PTZ that you have. So I have installed serial ones, not IP ones, but we're going to be doing that soon. But this are the joysticks that I use. Mainly it's been this one for serial. This is the IP one. A lot of the other ones I have not played around with. So, it is at your discretion which ones you want to play with. But based off of everything that I've seen, I've actually liked this HuddleCam HD 3rd gen. That is for serial. This will not work with IP, but I think Richard was saying that his PTZs are IP based. So look at this PTZ Optics one. Honestly, they're based on the same thing. This 4D IP joystick will work well for you, but it depends on the type of PTZ cameras that you have, because the PTZ Optics actually have a plug-in that you can use a Xbox controller to control the cameras. And when we're actually going to be installing those in a couple of projects that are upcoming, that's what I plan to use. So hey, there it goes. So hopefully that answers your question there. So let's cut back over here. Let's see what our next question is here. Streets of Destiny. I actually just updated this for the video showing the media controls for OBS. The actual developer actually commented on my video, which first off, I want to thank him so much. Exceladro, I believe it is. Sorry if I pronounced that name wrong, but he's saying that the Mac version currently does not work, and he is looking for a Mac developer to help him with that. So again, my apologies if I misspoke and said that the Mac version works, because I actually, after I did the video, I tried to install it on my Ryzen over here, and it did not work. And why am I didn't switch back over here. I was going to say, why is it still up? So it didn't work. So that he knows about that, and sorry if I misspoke on that, because I'm having the same issue. So if you're on a Mac, it does not work currently right now. He said it's only working on Windows. Let's see what else. Lightning Bolt is saying, can you make a video on how to live stream with 0 subscribers? It doesn't really take anything to have a subscribers. The subscriber count has nothing to do with your live stream. As long as you're inside of YouTube and you have permissions, you verified yourself, and there's a feature that you need to go in, and once you verified yourself with a telephone number or something like that, it's a checkbox. You just check off, and then you can live stream. You need to verify yourself to have longer videos than 10 minutes, I believe, as well too. That's just a setting that you have to do inside of YouTube. Lady Unique is at work listening. Enjoy yourself there, Lady Unique. Let's see. Let's see. Now we're going back down here to the chat here, because I think I've answered the first set of questions. Jamie Cynthia says, I saw your video on media control, and that was so much useful for me on Windows. Glad it helped. And I see Pastor Reese is saying for me to do a video on Zoom with vMix. Get into it. Really, I have a long list, and I think I've said this before. I normally record a bunch of videos throughout the week, and if they don't match up to what I think while I'm editing, I gut them. I actually do a lot of recording. So like, for example, if I cut over here, let's cut back to, I'm doing the wrong thing. Doing 2 controls at the same time. So if I cut over here to my computer so that you can see, like this. So this is my Synology drive, and I literally, as you can see, I almost record pretty much almost every day. So as you can see, there's videos here. So I've done the 23rd, 20th, 17th, 15th, 14th, 11th, and I go through a bunch of stuff. So a lot of these videos have never seen the light of day. but I try to get to them. So I've had a bunch of vMix videos. I've done, did a Wirecast video, did some other stuff, and it just didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I was actually building a computer for a church for Pastor Bell, who is a subscriber on here, who is in King George, Virginia. Actually was upgrading his computer, but the motherboard that I got after I installed the whole video, showed the whole thing while I was recording it, tried to boot up the computer, it wouldn't start because the motherboard that I got had a big hole in the bottom of the box and it damaged the motherboard, so nothing worked. So that's why you're not going to see that video. I had to overnight a new motherboard here so I can get that back to him. I also have 3 computers that I'm building. I'm waiting for the motherboards to come in. I got all the other parts here. I have a whole lot of videos like that I do, but they just don't see the light of day because of all the stuff that's going on. Let's see. Anthony, is there a way to adjust the lighting using the NDI camera in OBS? Adjust the lighting. I'm not 100% sure on that one there, sir. Yeah, I'm not sure on that one. Johans, is it possible to use OBS Studio as camera to join on Instagram Live as a guest? I would say yes. If you did that yellow duck type of steps like I did, you would have to do a mixture of it. So OBS will be pointing to Yellow Duck, which will go to Instagram, which some people have said they've had problems with Yellow Duck. And there are other services out there similar to that, but they charge, but I haven't really played around with them. A lot of people in that video told me about those. But ultimately, it would be a mixture of the videos that I did before, to where you would set up OBS, you would have to turn it from here to vertical so that it will work on Instagram, and maybe put the guest at the top and at the bottom, something like that. And you would need to configure OBS to bring in your Zoom call, lock it down to only 2 people so that the scenes and everything won't jump by multiple people chiming in. But then you connect OBS through Yellow Duck to stream to that, and it should work that way. So Johan, hopefully that will help you. Richard, thanks. That's what I was planning, PTZ Optics cameras. Yeah, Richard, honestly, I would test out, get the cameras in because they come with that app. Test out the Xbox controller. And it doesn't have to be an official Xbox controller. I do have an Xbox controller that I could play with to test out stuff like this. But I haven't had a PTZ Optics. One of my clients does, but I never had a chance to really set it up and play with it. But you don't need to actually have an Xbox One. You can actually have like an off-brand, and it will work the same way, because it's just showing up like it's a USB joystick. So that would work as well too. Back to the chat here. So, Richard, you were also saying it doesn't allow for variable speed. I think the way it works is it's the sensitivity of how you're moving the joystick will give you your variable speed. That's what they said in one of the PTZ Optics videos that I watch. Again, I haven't had hands-on, so I can't verify that that's 100%. But I would assume if they're the people who make it and they say it, they got to hold true to what they say. So we shall see. Smithsonian, hey AJ, we are using Panasonic CX10 using HDMI out. The sharpness is not perfect. Okay, I have not used that camera. Let's look that up and let's see what that is, shall we? And let me open up Chrome, and I'll stay on BH Photo. Let's see what we got there. Are you talking about the AJay CX10? You're not getting a clear picture? Let me know if that's the case, because honestly, I wanted to get something like this, but let me know. Let's jump back over here while we're trying to find an answer to that. Nathaniel is saying, although I have 2 megabits per second internet speed, I cannot stream 720p on YouTube, but can stream 720p on Facebook using OBS. Yeah, that's strange. I mean, that's a really, really low speed. I'm surprised you're able to get on Facebook. But yeah, I'm not 100% sure. Is that the limit? Is that the only thing that your ISP is offering from a speed? Let me know. So assuming you're saying that CX10, the one I pulled up, that is the same one, please let me know. He said my chat box is blurry. Let me see. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, the chat box that I have up here is not really for y'all to see. It's mainly just to show that I'm actually looking at the chat, because I actually have the other chat right here. Ooh, excuse me. I really have it right here in front of me. It's mainly just to see that this is live. That's what that's mainly for. So sorry about that. Lightning Bolt is asking, what do I edit with and it's free? Yes, it's free. I use DaVinci Resolve. There is a free version and there is a paid version. I use the free version. I've been using that for years, but we're going to be moving to the studio version pretty soon, which is the paid version. I didn't pay for it. It actually is coming with something, so be on the lookout for that. Let's see. You can use color correction. Okay, Ghost Mode is saying you can use color correction in OBS. Okay, that's cool. Thank you. Recap. When you frame a person on OBS for Zoom stream, what happens when other people join and the boxes move? Yeah, this is what I was saying before. When you do Zoom, when I did that video, and I guess I should have been more explicit when I said this, specific when I said this. When I do that Zoom meeting, I thought I did, but when you set the Zoom, what you need to do is you make a scene for every amount of people in this meeting. So normally with Zoom, if I did something with OBS, I have a very limited amount of people that are going to be in that call. So say it's 4 people. I know it's going to be 4 people. So I make a scene and cut out each person for 4 scenes. If something ever happens to somebody drops, I have a backup other scene for 3, 2, and 1. So that if something happens and anything's adjust, I just hit a button, go to the new scene, and it's not all out of whack. That's what I would do. Still low volume. Sorry, I sat back from the mic. So, and let me turn on my other mic just in case. I'm gonna turn on my Rode mic. Give me a second. Hopefully that, let me turn this one down. Hopefully that sounds better. I'm gonna unmute it for a second. Can you hear me? Test 1, 2, 3. Oh, now you can't hear nothing. Hello? Am I not testing? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I'm just gonna have to sit closer to the mic. I don't know what's going on. All right, can y'all hear me? Just let me know here. I'm just gonna have to sit closer to the mic. I don't know what's going on. All right, so sorry about that. So let's see if we can catch up. And Lightning Bolt, you're saying it doesn't let you edit with it. Yeah, make sure you don't, if you're using DaVinci Resolve, don't download the studio version. The studio version is the one that you actually have to pay for. Okay, thanks everybody. So Smith Simeon is saying, yes, it's the AJay CX10 currently using HDMI. If I upgrade to SDI, the quality will increase. Honestly, if that's the case, I haven't used that camera, but there should be some type of setting to show the quality that's coming out on HDMI. Just make sure that you're actually getting the best output resolution from HDMI. It should work. I was actually looking at getting this camera, to be quite honest. So I don't know. All right, so thank y'all for answering questions here inside. Also, what Richard is saying, I have used HitFilm Express, and that's free. Honestly, I was using that before I decided to go to DaVinci Resolve, and honestly, if I had stuck with it, probably HitFilm, I would still be using it right now. I still have it, I just don't use it, but we'll still see. How to improve the quality of output on Zoom? I use OBS. I mean, what do you mean by output and quality? Are you this is for Mr. Moore. Is this for sound or video? Because realize Zoom is not going to give you the same thing that you would like in a live stream like this, because you are looking at the least common denominator for the most part. Like I know I push out a 1080p signal when I'm on Zoom, but that's also dependent on the other people on the other end. You can't guarantee that it's going to be good quality if the person on the other end has a bad internet connection. You just can't control that. Danny's Musical. Recent Windows 10 is causing a lot of issues while streaming, especially in Wi-Fi. I don't prefer streaming via Wi-Fi, but there are some churches that don't have an Ethernet connection. I understand that. And it's like I said, the best situation is to try and have Ethernet, like you said, but in other scenarios, like I said, I use this little mini router and I hook my phone up to live stream off of this football games. And this has worked well for me. But again, it's all dependent on the signal that I have with my phone. Wi-Fi is not bad. You got it. I always suggest use what you got. And then honestly, what I really, really hope, and let me give y'all just an in-depth of my thought on this whole channel and stuff like that, especially churches, is to have enough influence to get those providers. And well, actually, forget all that. What y'all need to do is check out Starlink.com. That is a project that's coming with SpaceX, with Elon Musk and all this other stuff, where they're launching satellites to give high-speed internet to every person on the face of the planet. When that's done, that's not going to be a problem, because what I was trying to say is to have enough influence to go to these companies they have the ability to run lines to all the places that don't have internet. They just don't want to pay for it. My whole thought is you're going to try and charge a church $5,000, $15,000 to run a line to have better internet in their area, but not realizing if you ran the line to that area, almost everybody else, all the houses of the companies in that area, would sign up for your service. So I don't understand the logic behind that, but that's what I would really like. But also, let me show you here. This is Starlink here. I honestly signed up for them as well too. I'm limited to Comcast where I'm at right now, which I really don't like. I'd rather have Fios, but you can always sign up for this right now. They're going to be doing a beta test pretty soon, and this is global. So this is really cool. If you're at a church that doesn't offer a lot, there's no harm in signing up for this just to get information when it's available. But like I said, it's really cool. Really like where the tech is going. Let's see where I left off. Can we use Windows and Mac OS in the same desktop PC with the OS separated? Yes, you have. I did that a long time ago. I haven't done this. And the Hackintosh that I've done, some people have done that as well too. And I could do this with mine. I just don't have to with this one, since this is a dedicated. I have more than enough Windows systems. But yes, you can separate it like that. Let's see. Let's go back here to our chat so I can see that y'all are live. Question. This is for Ron Mankey. Is there a reason you use OBS and not Streamlabs OBS? Honestly, Ron, I use both. OBS I use for this. Streamlabs OBS I use when I'm gaming. Mainly because when you stream with it, it always asks for a game and stuff like that. And some of the features are just more catered to more gaming. So no, I don't use it for church, but yes, I do use that. Stratford Trueheart, I watched your First Baptist Church. I thought I had my phone on do not disturb. But anyway, I watched church install video, and you mentioned something about the displays in the sanctuary had a delay issue. Can you explain how you resolved this? Well, Stratford, what I was saying is, if I used the Thor HDMI, that would have caused a delay, because what that is doing, it is converting and encoding the HDMI signal into something that can be broadcast over coax. That's going to take time. So if I had ran coax to all those TVs and ran off that box, it would have been an encoding delay. And that's why I didn't do it that way. So for the TVs that are not in the sanctuary, I use the Thor broadcasting, so it makes it really easy to add new TVs. You just run a coax cable from the hub downstairs to that. All the TVs that are in the same location as your main sound, you want as few jumps as possible, because it's going to be a noticeable delay. It's always going to be a delay when you add equipment from the main source, but you want as few as possible so that the human eye doesn't notice it. There's a delay at my church, but it's so small, most people don't recognize it. I do, because I see it all the time, but it's not bad. That's the difference. And what I did mainly is, coming out of the ATEM television studio, I came out SDI out into a splitter, and that splitter goes directly to the TV. So it's only one jump. So it adds maybe one frame compared to adding 7 to 12 on the Thor broadcasting, which are for the TVs downstairs. So hopefully that answers your question. I'm trying to bite my lip, or something. It feels like something's on my lip. So that's why I was doing that. So sorry about that. Let's see. Let me go back to your. Yeah, for Mr. Moore, like I said, on your video, it's all dependent on your source. If you're talking about how to improve your quality, I need to know, what are you doing first? What type of equipment, what type of resolution are you starting off with? And then it can help from there. Jay Hernandez, AJ, can't get Media Center and OBS on my Mac. Yeah, you missed it. What I said earlier, that control, the developer actually commented on it. It does not work on the Mac yet. So sorry about that, Jay Hernandez. Yes, it doesn't show up. It doesn't work on my Rise and Tosh, and I think Streets of Destiny or somebody else here who's on Mac said that they had the same issue. It's because it doesn't work on a Mac yet. So I updated the description in the video to say it doesn't work on Mac. So again, my apologies for that. All right, lightning bolt. When I live stream and I don't have any equipment, my audio sounds bad. I don't understand. What do you mean you don't have any equipment? All right, Danny's Musical chatting from India. Hello, thank you. Mr. Moore, is there any alternative good video conferencing app I can use rather than Zoom, because I'm having an issue with the video output quality to avoid COVID? Honestly, there's a bunch. Like Google came out with Google Meet. There's still Google Duo, Google Hangouts. There's a bunch. You still have Skype. You can try that as well too. Fab M, hey AJ, have bought a Canon 4000D cam for our live stream. I'm having issues connecting the cam via 30mm HDMI run, but I have HDMI splitter. Can that help extend? I didn't catch up on your video for the cable. Honestly, HDMI really is only supposed to go up to 20 feet. They have a whole bunch of hacks and all this other stuff to make it longer. Me personally, I depending on how long of a run, like even the church that I'm getting ready to do. Let me do this, cut over here. So the church that I'm even getting ready to do, they have a camera. I'm going to go with this HDMI to SDI, and then I'm converting it over to SDI because this can go up to 300 feet, and this is a lot more reliable than running HDMI. For that distance. So we're just going to come out of the camera with a regular HDMI cable into this and then convert it over to SDI, and I've never had a problem with that. I know that can get expensive sometimes because the SDI cable is very pricey. 100 feet I've seen range from $75 up to $150. It all depends. But like I said, once you do get that, I mean, I've never had a problem. If it's pricey, then you can go down to like a HDMI over Ethernet, and then that's normally limited to 150 feet, 160 feet. It all depends. Or you could go with HD base T, which is what I did in Charlottesville, and that sends power, video, audio over Ethernet, and that can go 500 feet because that's a different protocol and all this other stuff. So you got multiple options for that. So try one of those. So let's see. Jamie, me too. I'm also chatting from India. Awesome, everybody. All right, Simeon is saying, we have a Ryzen 7 3700X with a GTX 1660 Ti vMix to streaming Facebook and YouTube at 1080p 60 frames per second. But the problem is it's using 16% CPU and 80% GPU. It's high usage, right? I already have the RX. Honestly, if 80% is on the GPU, that's not bad, because the GPU, you're not gaming. It's meant for that. Like, even if I don't think mine is connected right now. Hold on, let me take this mic over here. I want to see what my system is at right now. I am on my live streaming system is on a Ryzen 5 3600, and I have a NVIDIA 1660 Super on here, and I'm at CPU usage is at 4%, and my live stream is on the GPU is at 40%. So that sounds about right. That sounds about right. Because if you're going to 2 streams, then yeah, it would be double that, since it would be sending it that way. So that sounds right. So I don't think that's a problem. I think Simeon, I think you're fine with that. If you threw an RTX 2080, honestly, I think that's overkill. But yeah, it's still going to be utilizing it. It wouldn't be that high. But because the GPU is made for that, honestly, when you're playing games with a GPU, your GPU is normally almost at 90% when you're playing games. So, I mean, that's what it's made for. So you're fine. Okay. Danny's Musical saying that the Windows version disconnecting Wi-Fi frequently. Yeah, I don't know about that one. Yeah, we got a lot of people from India in here. I am from India. We use a fiber network from our local cable service. Please check with your local area personnel about the network. I think we may. Okay, cool. Thank y'all. Ron also has another question. Do you live stream weddings? If so, what challenges do you have? I've only live streamed a couple of them, and honestly, it works the same way as a service. It all depends on the placement of videos. I've only did 2, and they were private. And honestly, I didn't really have any issues with it. It's mainly, the main issue is getting sound from the people who are talking. What I've had before is people weren't talking loud enough. I had the official holding a mic, a wireless mic. Why does it feel like there's something on my lip? I don't know what that is. But anyway, I just need them to be able to hear what the bride and groom and the official is saying. That's the hardest thing that I've had. Or if you have people singing, if I'm recording and I'm using the house sound, that's fine. I just need to make sure everybody has a mic. And I'm working towards also maybe this Rode Wireless and put that on somebody so I can have a secondary or tertiary version of sound to get that recorded. That's the only issue that I've had. Jeremy, hey AJ, hope you're doing well. Could you tell me more of your thoughts on the VH8HD? Asked this a few months ago, and you said you had a very brief experience with it, and I was wondering if that has changed. Yeah, Jeremy, actually, it was another. I've had a couple of churches that actually use that, and honestly, it works fine. It shows up similar, kind of like the A10 Mini. You connect it over USB, and it's coming into the computer perfectly fine. I think a couple of churches that I'm working with, it still works really good. I mean, I think my only down part about that is it's $1,000, and since then the A10 Mini Pro has came out that's just blown that out of the water. So I think if you have access to that, it works great. But honestly, I think the A10 Mini Pro, if you can get your hands on it, it gives you more bang for your buck than that. But it's still a great piece of kit. Enoch, I'm also from India. Best way to connect the LAN to laptop or computer? Honestly, just it's a Ethernet adapter. If you don't get a Ethernet to USB adapter, that's the best way to connect that. All right, so we got a lot of awesome folks talking back and forth here in the chat. Anton, the camera I have doesn't have an output for volume, but I need to purchase the Personas for volume to work. Well, I mean, Anthony, where are you pulling your sound from? Is it just from a mic that's on your camera, or are you using your sound system? Your sound system would be your easiest way to do that. But what I've done, and I've recently just upgraded my sound. That's why I'm playing with it right now. I went from a Behringer 5-channel to a Yamaha 10-channel right now, and all of my sound is being captured from here, and then it's going into that, and then that sound is being brought into the ATEM. Then I can control that way, so I'm bypassing the camera completely. But I need some more info on that. Mr. Moore, can you suggest to me what should the resolution then for Zoom? Well, I mean, that depends on your camera. 720p, 1080p, either one of those will work. It all depends on, does your camera support that? AJay Winsley. Okay, they're going back and forth. All right. Dan W. Hey, AJ, God bless. Have you tried EOS webcam beta for Mac with a DSLR camera and bringing audio from an analog digital mixer with or without a capture card? If not, can you please make a video about that? The only problem I have with that, the DSLR that I have is a Nikon. I don't have a Canon. Maybe I can see if I can get somebody who has that camera. I think I have. No, the people I know have a. I have to find around. So most of the stuff, the reviews I do, I try and use with the equipment that I have or that I'm going to be installing for somebody. It's kind of hard for me to just go out and buy new stuff compared to what people may think. I try not to buy a lot of stuff, so just for reviews. But I will see what I can do. Can't make you any promises right now, but I will let you know. Ron says, I got the Rode Wireless Go, but getting the bride to wear it may be a challenge. Well, Ron, honestly, put it on the groom because they're going to be close enough for you to be able to hear. So I think that should be fine. That's what I would do. Let's see. Smith, also from India, I see AJ video on how to live stream, and I got motivation and AJ's help. I built on January. Now they're helping me. Okay, cool. M Mill, hi from Canada. I'm looking to get a secondary camera for church live stream. Any suggestions? My go-tos right now are still, if budget is really tight, go with a Canon R800. The next step up is the Panasonic V770. I like those cameras right now. Those what I've worked with, and I really, really like those. Kellen White, Ethernet or SDI for TVs around the church? If it was my choice, SDI. But you need to have a converter to go from SDI to HDMI for each one of those. After that, you still need a converter for Ethernet to go from Ethernet to HDMI. They're more budget friendly, but if it was my choice and budget wasn't an option, SDI. Stratford, I'm using the PTZ Optics cams connected to a Magwell Quad SDI capture card. HDMI out of the PC into an HDMI over Ethernet splitter, going to the TVs in the sanctuary. There's a noticeable delay. Any ideas? Yeah, it's your jumps. That's what that is. Every device that you add in there is going to add some type of delay, because you're going from the PC. So from the capture card, you're already doing some latency right there. It's already delayed because of the processing, unless the card is designed specifically to have an output as a pass-through. And then by doing that, then you're going to an HDMI to Ethernet splitter, which is being converted again. And then the splitter is going to the sanctuary. So yeah, it's the delays that are jumping from there. If there was a way, gotta think on that one. Magwell Quad capture card, HDMI out of the PC into that. Honestly, in that type of situation, it's almost how. The only thing I would say, Stratford, for that is you got to remove as much stuff out of the way. So like for that quad capture card, honestly, going to like a dedicated switcher that has its own dedicated out that can go directly to the TVs. So it's only one device in, one device, that same devices, except in the in and the out, that can get rid of a lot of the delay. Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of in that type of scenario. It's like too many pieces in between that have to do some type of processing of your signal that is putting a delay on that. Fab, hey AJ, my Canon 4000D during live stream keeps going off every 20 minutes. It keeps saying press start and button to activate movie mode. How can I solve this so I can stream till the battery dies? See, that's the one issue with the DSLRs. Like even mine has the same issue, and I can't reach it because of my green screen right now. The main issue with a DSLR, unless you have specific ones, is it's limited by that time delay. I know the Lumix GH4 and 5 gets around that. Even mine, I can't do that because after it's overheating and it's trying to keep it from burning out or whatever it does, proper cooling and stuff like that. Unless there's a setting inside the camera. And honestly, if you try out that, because I know Canon came out with this app that turns every camera into like a live streaming thing. I thought they would have some type of setting in there to disable that. I don't know if your camera is on that list yet. They said they're going to start adding more, but that's what I would think. Jamie is asking, where do you make your YouTube thumbnails? Well, let me show you what I do with that. You would be surprised. Honestly, I started with Canva because I just used their templates at first. And over time, I got used to how how it works. So let me, if I can get Photoshop over here. Well, I kind of gave it away. I use Photoshop for this now. And if we cut over, this is kind of like my template of what I do for my my thumbnails. So inside of here, I have my text layer, my backgrounds, my elements, and then ultimate background. So I come in here and I kind of got the flow of what I want. So I have multiple different backgrounds that I play around with. I just turn those on and off based on what I decide to do. And then in elements, these are like different aspects, maybe they're products or kind of different graphical designs that go in the background or something like that. And then I have my topic background, which normally is, and that text shouldn't be there. It should be under text. It depends on what's going on. So like with this one, when I did the media one, I did media controls, put it up there. Or if I'm doing a camera, I'll put the picture of the product there. And because this is black, I wouldn't use a black background. I would change to something different. And I try and stick to a theme of what I'm doing. I have certain colors that I use and play around with. You know, I want the product to stand out. So I would do this. And then, so there's my topic background, topics background. And then I have my text formatted in a certain way. Sometimes I have it here on the bottom, but I wouldn't want to do this. And then I have my vlog one there. Then I have text to the left and right. And I always do my thumbnails a certain way because that's what I've seen responds well to what I make. So that's how I do my thumbnails. But again, this all started, if you look back at my older videos, I started doing that and I started migrating to this direction. Really looking at colors that stand out. And you learn. You pick a thumbnail, see how it responds. If you don't, then up and change it. And now I'm getting good results from these. So I always stay in this type of design when I'm doing my thumbnails. So hopefully that helps you. Willie Mills, how to display Bible verses on screen with speakers. I actually did a video on that, and that's similar to what I'm doing right now. I would check that out because it's a little bit much for me to repeat that right now. If you look on, let me see if I can find it. Let's see. YouTube. Let's cut back over here. Let's see if we can find that. Scripture. So you got these two. This one will work with anything, no matter what it is, what program you decide to use. This one will work with any program as well too, but that's not using NDI. Also, this one, how to display scripture and lyrics on live video. Any one of these will work for you. That would be my recommendation to watch that. And that's if you're using OBS, but a lot of those work with the same way with, like here's one that says with OBS and vMix. But honestly, once you get one down, they all work the exact same way. So hopefully that helps you. Let's see. Rodney Hughes, I have a Canon HXR 800 going through an Elgato HD60S B into OBS, but I am not getting sound. How can I find out where the sound is being dropped? All right, Rodney, let me show you this real quick because this is the same thing I've had a lot of people get with this. So let's cut over here. So here in OBS, when you are capturing your video or whatever inside, and I'm in the way, so let me turn that off. So in here, you have your capture device where your Elgato is. What you need to do is scroll down, and you have use custom audio device. Check that off, and now you have a drop down so you can select your audio. So your audio will also be the Elgato, and then as you can see, that's how you can get audio, and this is way too loud. So that's how it works. So hopefully that helps you. Let's cut back over here. Dan, thanks for all your help. How can I share live stream on TVs around the church? How can I do it, and what do I need? Dan, it all depends on what are you coming from. I need to know what your source is. Where's your video coming from? Is it coming from a switcher? Is it coming from just a camera? Is it coming from a computer? Because if you look at my previous video for First Baptist Church of South Lynchburg, I'm coming directly from a computer to do that. If you look at Fifth Street, I'm going through a switcher. There are multiple ways, but for the most part, you need to have whatever source go into a splitter. That splitter goes to the TVs, and that's it. But I need to know what the original source is coming from to really able to help you. All right, Anthony. Yes, yeah, hit me up for that. I'll help you with that later. Jamie, I'm sure you would have paid for Photoshop because I do my thumbnails on camera. I would like software. It's mostly free. Yeah, honestly, I did all mine in Canva. That's why I started with. I recently got Photoshop because I got it as a student. I bought a course and then I actually got this as a student. So I'm only paying for the Adobe Suite $19 a month. When it wasn't there, yes, I did. Well, actually, let me take that back. Use GIMP. GIMP works just like Photoshop and is completely free. That will work for you if you want to do thumbnails that way. But Canva works great. I was using that for a good portion of my videos as well too. And I still use Canva for all of the thumbnails for my church stuff as well too. I don't use Photoshop for church. I use Photoshop for me. I use Easy Worship as an NDI source to show lower thirds, lyrics, verses in OBS. Both the machines are connected to the same network through LAN, but when I press the next command on Easy Worship machine, there's always this delay. It doesn't happen immediately. Am I missing something? No, you're not missing anything. I would honestly say in OBS, make sure you have it checked off. You use hardware acceleration. I don't know if you have a GPU in there. Maybe that can help. And you just want to play around with that. And then also, how many hops is going through your network? I know you said all your computers are connected to the same network, but what's in between? Is it right to a hub that's right there? Like right now, I have a switch over here to my left that has all my computers here, and I also have a switch that's behind me that's powering everything. Just need to know the jumps that go in between that. Johannes, which one of you do you recommend between Mixer and audio interface for live streaming? Acquire to Zoom. Honestly, because I'm trying to save and not save. I like whatever I buy being used on multiple purposes. So yes, I've used an audio interface when it was just mainly me. But now that I'm doing more stuff, like I bought this 10-channel mixer because I know I'm gonna be needing to add multiple mics later down the road. And if I buy an interface, I'm limited to how many devices I can plug into that. With 10, I don't think I'm gonna be reaching more than 10 anytime soon. So that's the reason I go with a mixer, and it's small. It's I don't know if I can pull this over without yanking anything. Yeah, I'm not gonna try that. Let me just show you what I ended up getting. It was the Yamaha, MG10XU. This is what I have moved to. Yeah, and of course, it's not showing. So anyway, this is what I am currently using right now. So that's, I'm going to use this for multiple things. So when I'm going into, like, I'm supposed to be getting ready to start recording a choir and stuff like that for them, I'm going to take this with me just as a backup if I need to plug in other stuff, as well as I'm gonna have wireless mics and stuff like that if need be. And this comes out of USB, so I can plug it right into my system or whatever to record. So that's what I am using. JB Benz, it's always better to pull from the mixer, because the mixer, you're pulling from the sound that's coming from the entire house. The camera, you're limited. So like right now, a lot of us are still not meeting at church. So if you're pulling audio from the camera, you're gonna get everybody that's in between that direction. Like right now, I'm on a mic right now and you're getting all the trains and cars and everything going past like that. It's gonna be 10 times worse. If I had my lavalier on, it would be even better because it's directed to me. But honestly, the mixer is always gonna be better than just pulling audio straight from your camera. I pull audio from the camera when I'm at a football game because I want the atmosphere, and that's fine, because I want the game and the crowd reaction and everything like that. But when it comes to your services and stuff, you don't necessarily want a lot of ambient noise, because if there was a kid in the way, you're going to hear them over whoever's is talking. So that's it. I'm going to start wrapping it up in a little bit. David Fields, I'm using the Canon Rebel T6, and Camlink cannot get autofocus square off suggestions. There should be a way to turn that off. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head, unfortunately. Like right now, I have a square on mine on my Sony camcorder, but y'all can't see that. I thought it would have some way to have a clean output. So yeah, sorry, I don't know. Community Tabernacle Church of God in Christ, Miami, Florida. Do you freelance in your spare time? I am ancient, but want to perfect my work. Yes, I do freelance. I do a lot of work. Well, my company does work. I'm on Fiverr. That I was doing that before all of this happened, because I was doing video editing at my church, and then I just put it out there because it was freelance, trying to make some extra money. So I do that on Fiverr, but mainly trying to get to the point where I'm off of Fiverr and people are just coming to my company directly to do this type of stuff. And plus, I'm not really publicizing that yet because I don't want to be the only person doing that. I am recruiting other video editors and stuff like that are contractors right now. So I'm not paying people as employees right now, but as things get bigger, I plan to do that. But yes, long story short, yes, I do freelance. Craig. Hey AJ, quick question. Have you heard about the AV Matrox HVS0401 multi-format live streaming switcher? That's a mouthful, and no, I have not, but let's look it up and let's see. Hey, I've seen that. Yeah, I've seen that. Like somebody told me about that the other day. I can't remember if that was a comment or somebody like that. Yes, a new item coming soon. I've heard about it. I mean, obviously it's not out yet. AV Matrox, whoever makes this, hey, if you'd like me to review this, please send me one. I'd love to review it for you. Yeah, I'm gonna have to look up on this and see. It looks like, and let me cut over here so y'all can see what I'm looking at here. I mean, it looks pretty cool. Let's see, because it has 4 HDMI ins. It has a display port out, program out. Well, actually 2 programs out. A multi-view, audio in, RCA, 2 mics in, a line in, tally, USB, stream, and LAN. That's impressive for that price. Yeah, that's really impressive because that offers way more than even the A10 Mini does. So I'd love to review something like that. But what I'm gonna do is go ahead and let me bookmark this so I can remember to come back and look at that. But thank you for that. No, I hadn't known about it specifically. Somebody mentioned it in name, but that's cool. Community Tabernacle Church of God in Christ. Please go to my regular page, my YouTube channel, go to About, and my contact email is there. I don't want to put my number out here because I don't want it to get blown up for stuff like that. But yeah, if you reach out to that, that shows the email, and that will get to me, and I can go from there. And we'll see. Or you just email me at questions@ajhomes.com, and then what I'll do is I'll respond back to you with my number so you can reach me. So I'd rather do that than give my number out that way. David says, I can't get sound in my OBS live stream. I tried configuring audio in OBS as per your 10 questions. My laptop recognizes mic when plugged in, capture, no sound. David, like I was saying to, I don't know who it was just now. Hold on, I'm scrolling back up to see who I said. I can't remember who it was. Just make sure that you have your settings in your capture device that you're using custom sound to see. But even if you just go into OBS and go to settings and then audio, you should be able to get something from there. So like, let's cut over here. So in here, if you come just to settings and then you go to your audio, what is this set to? Because if you set your stuff here, you should get something. Anything should be coming in from here. if you're not getting that, that might be something different. And we have to address that in a different way. Let's see. I'm going to take two more, and then we're going to be shutting it down. Fab, AJ, I'm willing to commit to your training. However, I feel left over when all you use is OBS often because I'm a Wirecast user. I found it easy with more features. And how often do you go live for Q&A? Fab, my Q&A normally is every Friday at noon, unless something is coming up that kind of throws that off, if I'm traveling or something like that. But I've tried to make this every Friday. And when we get back to when we get back to where I have to edit videos, normally I do a post-production on Sunday afternoons, but we're not really recording anything for me to edit. So I normally was doing a live stream on Friday at noon, and on Sundays around like 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Sundays are kind of postponed for right now. And like I said, Fab, I am looking at expanding that into different areas of software. The main issue is Wirecast is not the cheapest of softwares. A lot of the stuff I try and stick with is kind of based off of, a lot of churches like me, we didn't have a budget. So I had to try and figure out what we can inside of as much as free as possible. So let me see. If I go here to Wirecast, see, my main thing right now, I don't mind investing to help y'all out, but for me to drop this down on software that I predominantly would not use is not cool for me. Now, what I could do is see if I can reach out to Wirecast and see if they'd be willing to give me a temporary license for the purpose of training. I have reached out to them before. I haven't heard anything, but I will try that again for y'all. All the other softwares I'm willing to try. This one is just a big pill to swallow, just for a test, especially if I don't plan on using this going forward. But I hear you, and I don't ignore what y'all are saying, but this is just one of the things I am working towards. Alrighty. Let me see. Where did I leave off at? Aaron, what's going on, man? I agree. Pulling from a mixer is way better, as it put in charge of the media ministry at a small church, and the pastor used to do Facebook Live from his phone, and the band would drown him out. Yep. Johannes, can you make a video on the mixer you recommended? Sure, I will do that. That was one of the videos I was saying earlier that I do videos on and just never did anything. So I will do something on this one. Won't be anytime soon because, like I said, I got a lot of travel that's coming up in the next 5 days. AJ, kindly outline cameras and mixers on a low budget which you can be used for live streaming. I kind of already done that. Mixers I haven't. I will look at adding something like that for you. Last comment, thanks for your support. I'm dropping off. Take care. Everybody who's in India who's dropping off, I know it's late. Thank you for joining. And what we're going to do is let's go ahead and switch this out because I got some new stuff here. And thank y'all for joining me. And I'm testing this out because I said I was going to do this. So I want to thank all of my patrons who actually allowed us to do stuff like this and who have committed to it as little as $1 a month to help support this channel, which helps get gear and all this other good stuff. And their names are on the screen right now. Yay. And thank y'all so much for this. And a lot of them are in this chat. So I want to thank them for that, for their constant support. And you can become a patron too for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/AJaytheCEO. And what I do is take those funds. And honestly, let me put this out here right now. If we get to $600 a month in Patreon supporters, I'll buy the license to Wirecast Studio. So we'll have that software there. So that's where y'all's money goes to help towards that. So we get to $600 a month, we'll do that. I'll go ahead and buy a license for that. And hopefully that's a lifetime license and that's not a yearly thing. Yeah, I'm making sure. I was like, because if that was yearly, that's wow. Anyway, thank y'all again. I'll put the patrons back up here one more time. I just want to thank them for their constant support. And actually, I could have just reached over with the media controls and hit play again. But thank you so much. Make sure, folks, because it really does help the channel, that you like, subscribe, and share this video with any other churches that you know, media ministries, any people who need some help with media ministry, mindset, technology, guides, whatever, because it really helps reach other people. We recently this morning hit 22,000 subscribers. Thank y'all so much for that. I couldn't subscribe to myself 22,000 times, but y'all did. I want to thank y'all so much. And like I said, continue to like, subscribe, and share these videos, because it helps with that YouTube algorithm to put them in front of everybody, because that's how y'all found me, from other people liking and subscribing, and I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. I hope y'all have a great day, night, evening, afternoon, wherever you are. And if no one has ever told you, based off of what you do for your church, I appreciate you, because it takes a rare and special person to do what we do. And I just want to thank you for that. God bless. Y'all have a great day, afternoon, evening, whatever it is. And we will see you on the next video. Later.